think we live. We live. Good evening, everyone. This is yet another historic moment for myself and our brand that is Urban Cast, Sinlaw Gold, and been involved in it all. All the persistency, passion, pride, and patience we have to have provided the level of news, whether that's good or bad, we cover it. So tonight is with that same traits that we announced another platform of ours that we're creating based around college and professional sports. It's called, ironically, Live Oak Always Talking Sports. So all my friends, everybody know me. I'm always talking sports. That's my, along with what we do for Urban Cast Involved and all, but my biggest passion is sports, helping kids, things of that nature. Uh, so the idea behind that is to be able to have a platform to give you updates on college and professional sports. And tonight we have one of our own, Alexandria's own, DJ Chark of the Los Angeles Chargers, and his sister Detra. How y'all doing this afternoon, this evening?
Doing great. How are you?
All right. Well, if you know anything about sports in Alexandria, Sinlaw area, unless you've been on the rock for the past 7 to 10 years, you should know who this young man is without any shadow of a doubt. But for those who may have been hidden under a rock and consider themselves a sports fan or even just a fan of Alexandria Sinlaw, period, uh, if you would, DJ, introduce yourself and just tell us what you do professionally as why they should know who you are.
DJ Chark, uh, year 7, going on year 7, professionally playing in the NFL. Currently playing with the Los Angeles Chargers, like you mentioned, and been in the sport for a minute now. So just trying to keep prospering and thriving.
And Miss Datcher, if you want to tell us anything about yourself as well, for those, unfortunately, you're not as famous as your brother, but
You're right.
you
You're
can
right. I'm
benefit
not.
the people in our community. So we'd like you to introduce yourself as well.
So I'm Deetra. I used to be a part of the best track team at Alexandria on Alexandria Senior High girls track team. You know, we won a couple state championships, but I won't toot our horn too much. But I'm really just DJ's big sister, and I'm here to support him, and everything he's doing. So nothing major about me, but that's just a little bit.
Okay, now I'll tell you guys who DJ is from a fan's perspective, since he's mildly speaking about himself. Let me inform y'all who he is from a fan's perspective. Like he said, he's in his 7th season in the league. The very first one with his upcoming team, the Los Angeles Chargers. He was a second round pick to the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he has produced a 1,000-yard receiving season in the NFL and has also caught over 20 touchdowns in the NFL, and also went to LSU and just so happened to be an Ash Tiger from right here in Alexandria, ladies and gentlemen. So let me introduce you to this young man as a fan. DJ, let's talk about what we have going on to give back to your community this summer. That we've talked about what makes you great as an athlete, as a player. But let's talk about what makes you great as a person and what this means for you and what you're hoping to accomplish by your camp this summer for the kids.
Yeah, definitely being able to come back home and have the camp June 28th. It's big for me because I've always, wanted to do a camp back home, but with just life and my career and things taking precedence, I haven't been able to do that. But my sister and my marketing team was able to get together and take a lot of the workload off of me and plan this camp. And I'm excited to get back into Alexandria and see all the kids and teenagers as well, and have a great time with them. It's not always for me. I've been to a lot of camps, whether it was college, actually competing for like a scholarship, or whether it was going to my favorite professional athletes camp. And the thing that I kind of wanted this to be was more of a thing that we can all get together, and yeah, it's a camp, and so it'd be football drills taking place and things like that. But I want the boys as well as the girls out there. I want everybody to, have a good time. If you're not doing nothing this day, come out. It's free. Uh, it's not only for Alexandria. If you're in Shreveport or Winfield or Baton Rouge and want to make the drive, you're definitely welcome. And just take some time, enjoy the day, and do something positive. And hopefully that has a lasting memory with the athletes, because I definitely remember, going to the Reggie Bush camp in New Orleans when I was maybe middle school or elementary. I don't remember which one, but I remember the events, and I remember being able to meet them. So I want to be able to do something like that. And, Alexandria holds a great spot in my heart, so this is definitely a good opportunity to do so.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you mentioned that. That's was one of the things that I was amazed by, the fact that it is free. It's in your hometown. It's free. I've saw some camps where they charge for participation. Kids don't actually get to meet the player, things of that nature. And it's like, okay, how are you really giving back to a community, to the kids, when you're expecting them to pay? So for the parents and the kids out there, what this camp is, it's an alternative. It's something positive for your kids to do on that day. Kind of live in the moment. It gives you a chance to mingle with a real NFL player who show you what it's like to perform at the highest level of their profession. Sometimes we just need that in our lives to save our community, to be able to say that, hey, you know, like I always say, I talk to Coach Smith, so I always tell anybody that listen, hey, I know a Hall of Famer. So, sometimes as a kid, that's all you need, just that 5 minute interaction with a person. Like you just said, you remember your interaction from Reggie Bush camp, you 7 years into the NFL. So parents, kids, y'all come out. We want to see some big numbers. We want to see some participation, because I know this young man got OTAs coming up, things like that. So for him to find a spot on his busy schedule and to give back to the community at the same time is something that's very important. So we definitely want it to be more people than less people. But what is the feeling like, DJ, to actually be able to do that?
To do the camp.
Yes. What does that mean to you? I mean, you kind of speak about it, but what is the actual feeling when you mention, like you said, you have a team that when you have an idea, you want something dead, that it gets done? Because I'm kind of the same way with Jack and Steve. I have the ideas, but
Yeah.
it won't get did until those guys do it. So what's that feeling like to know, that not only that you're able to do it, but then you got the team behind you that supports you when you want to do something like this?
I think it's huge. Luckily for me, I'm blessed to have my sister, who I call my second mom, because whenever I have ideas like this, or wanting to do something, sometimes I just might not have the energy at the time, or to actually pursue it. And she was pretty headstrong about making this happen, as well as my parents. So she was able to do a lot of the communicating with, like I said, the team that I've developed since I've been in the league, and take a lot of the stress off me. So it's huge, and to know that I can just show up and be who I am, and be there, be present with everybody that's attending instead of, not fully being present because I'm worrying about, whatever's going on with tickets or t-shirts or something like
Right.
that. Because there's so many different stresses that come with putting on an event like this. So I'm very blessed to have those people around me. And, I don't take it for granted, but I'm also very excited to get there. And, I've talked to a lot of people, still trying to confirm, different people to come and help out, but definitely trying to reach out to former teammates that I've had, but also a lot of the guys that I looked up to or I, was aware of in Alexandria or surrounding areas in football or different sports that, growing up, like it's always one or two guys that you remember, hey, this guy played and he went to college here or he went to the NFL here, and just trying to find a way to get most of those guys back for the camp because although it's a DJ Chark camp, but I'm trying to include all the people that gave me inspirations and things like that, whether it was teammates or guys that was playing before me when I was in middle school, going to the varsity games at uh different high schools around, whether it's Peabody, Ash, Togue, or whatever it may be. So I'm excited about that. Hopefully it works out well and we can get a lot of those guys there. And I think it'll just be a great moment because it won't just be me, it'll be more the city than anything.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a big moment for the city. It'd be a huge moment for the kids. I mean, you save one kid, then I mean, your camp was over successful. Uh, and so I mean, obviously, it take funds for this event to go off smoothly. So we appreciate everyone on that end. But speaking of funds, man, you got to be licking the skin off your lips right now when you see these contracts that these wide receivers are signing right now. You know, especially when it started early in the spring, but then you see Jefferson get 4 year 140 million. It's like, how do you balance knowing that level of opportunity is right in your grabs, but uh you have to balance that thought process that, hey, if I go out here this season and have, a season that I know I'm capable of, then I'm probably looking at 3 year, 4 year offer next season, 15, 20, $25 million a year. How do you balance that thought process knowing that a wide receiver is now the second highest paid position in the league? How do you balance that with the process of preparing for a new team, a new quarterback, new city, new coaching staff? How do you balance that? What's that balance like? Because like I said, I mean you're right. You're at that position that obviously the league has shown that they value highly. Because like I said, a wide receiver is now the second highest paid. I mean,
Right.
the only other position group that gets paid more than wide receiver now is quarterback. So, how do you grasp that challenge, knowing that if you perform what you're capable of, you're right on the grasp of life changing money, but then you also have to prepare to be in that new city.
Um, you know, I'm blessed enough to uh been able to acquire a good amount financially, So I I don't really pay too much attention to it. I think more so for me, you know, biggest thing is like you said, going out there and doing what I'm capable of doing. And, I truly believe whatever is meant for me, I will get. I don't really set too many goals based on like statistics or like contracts and things like that. Younger me, uh, fresh into the league, had those different type of aspirations, but I've like I said, I've been blessed enough to never thought I would see $1 million in my life coming from where I've come from, and to be able to have done that and much more. Really just thankful and blessed. And I at this point, it's more so about, it sounds cliche, but enjoying the game, because you never know how much longer you have to play. And to be in year 7, it happens quick, so being able to be here in LA, I never lived here in LA, but so to be able to be here and meet the people I've met, get the connections that I've had, it's huge for me. So of course, got to do what I have to do. And if someone's coming, to beat down my door to offer me 3 years for, I'm not, I let them in, I open
Right,
the door for
right.
'em for sure.
I know you signed a 1-year contract, but you go out there have a big year. Then, like you said, you 3-4 years, 50, 60 million. Hey man, if it could be in Switzerland, I'm gone.
Nah,
So,
for sure.
but over in the offseason, the Chargers let their 2 main receivers go to other teams. So when you signed with the Chargers, were you signing with them? I mean, when you signed with them, was it with the thought process that, okay, I finally have an opportunity to be the number 1 receiver with an elite quarterback like Justin Herbert? Or is that your motivation, or is it to just get in where you fit in? I mean, I know you Trevor Lawrence, when you first played with Trevor Lawrence, I mean, he's an elite quarterback, but he still was on the rise when you were playing with him. He's kind of, now he's considered elite. But at the time, you and him kind of came in the league at the same time. But just knowing that you're going to a team with a quarterback that everybody in the league considers elite, and then he's lost his 2 main targets that he's had since he's been in the league, do you focus on being the number 1 receiver, or do you go in with the mindset that if I'm open, I know I'll get the ball because that's the type of quarterback that he is? How does that work?
Definitely, going in with the ideal of everything is competition. Definitely in the league, that's something that I've realized. It's someone can be receiver 1 year, and then, you know, circumstances, and now they no longer that year 2 and things like that. So never really going in looking for a position, more so the chance to compete and being around people that can help elevate you, and being able to be with a quarterback that's, considered elite, who I also do think is elite. That only elevates me. So I've been, like I said, I've been a year in the league. I've played 6 seasons. I've played on, teams that struggled a lot, and still in the midst of that, I find myself able to continue to persevere and push through, and be able to make plays and things like that. So to be with someone who's considered, this level, I think is a great opportunity for me to see what, I truly can do. And being here, meeting, having connections with like the receiver coach who I've played with before and things like that, that's all you can really ask for. Um, and I truly believe this team is going to be much more by committee. It's not. I mean, you never know. You never know how it goes. If someone goes out there and they ball, and if I'm out there killing it, it's obvious. Feed this person the ball. But I've learned on my course of my career, just the better players that you have, and the more of them, that equals wins.
Right, right.
When I've played, and like the year I went Pro Bowl and things like that, it was good for me individually, but as a team, we only won 5, 6 games. So the more players that you have that can contribute and be elite, the better chance that you have at winning. And honestly, at this point in my career, winning comes first. Because if you're not winning, you're not getting paid. You're not. It's new coaches coming in, new philosophy. So winning trumps everything. And once you start winning, then now you can get, everybody's getting paid, everybody's staying, everybody's, leveling up to that next level. So as a receiver room, we go out there and we get some dubs, it'll be great for everybody.
Yeah, and I mean, the expectations for the Chargers this year, I think, are going to be pretty high. Of course, you guys got Harbaugh coming in, the coach, new player. I mean, he's expected to make an immediate impact. Not only, he has been to the Super Bowl as an NFL coach, so you guys are expected to compete and possibly make the playoffs this year. And I know in your mind, regardless of what the media says, that's always the expectation to make the playoffs and then see how the cards fall. Because one thing about the NFL, and my wife won't let my son play football, and we're down here in Florida, and I mean he plays basketball. He's one of the fastest kids. He runs track, and they're always asking, hey, "Why don't you let him play football?" And my wife always says, "What's the injury rate in football?" The injury rate is 100%. Every player at some point you're gonna get hurt playing football. That comes with it. So she always said, "Nah, if I'm not gonna let him play a sport where I know he's gonna get hurt." But like you said, the expectations are pretty high for you guys. But you did mention something about the wide receiver room. Let's talk about all these LSU wide receivers. At this point, they don't need to be the LSU Tigers. They need to be the wide receiver U Tigers. I mean, when you think about all the players from that position that's been in the league over the last 10 to 12 years, I mean, when you guys are all together, and I know wide receiver, it's some big egos when you talk about the wide receiver position. So I think right now it's literally anywhere from 10 to 12 wide receivers from LSU in the NFL at this moment. And like Justin Jefferson just got the biggest contract, wide receiver history. Jamar Chase contract probably gonna be bigger than that. So what's it like when you're in the room with those guys, knowing that you had those who came before you as an example, but then like the new guys like a Jamar Chase or Malik Neighbors that came after you that use you as an example for how the standard. So what's it like when you know that LSU has a standard that's producing some of the best wide receivers in the NFL. And like I said, you, when given the opportunity, should be able to produce at that same high level. So what's that feeling like to be around those guys and just knowing that, hey, I went to LSU and I'm a wide receiver from LSU. So you gotta, we done earn the respect that I don't think any college. I don't think there's any college that can say that they've produced better wide receivers in the last 15 years in the NFL than you guys. So what's that feeling like?
There's a long lineage and history, that comes behind it, and it feels good to be a part of it. When I was entering college, Odell and Jarvis had just left. And then, after me, I was there 1 year with Justin Jefferson and helped recruit Jamar and Terrace Marshall, who came right after me. So one thing I can say, it's all love. One thing about that community and being in is great because everybody, wants the best for the next person. I haven't experienced any shade or anything like that in that community, in that room, because that's a thing. People could easily get jealous, and receiver is a position of, like you said, egos and dramatics and things like that. But it feels good to know that I was able to continue to push forth the envelope, going in, being all SEC and drafted second round, and then to have the guys that come the next year and the year after until this year, and I'm pretty sure next year and the year after that. And so it's a great feeling to have, to know that you are amongst elite company. And I feel like if I could recruit somebody to play receiver and go somewhere, I would definitely tell them go LSU for sure. And it's even more special because most of those guys that you named are from Louisiana. Uh, I'm, probably all of them. And so just to know that the guys are coming from where you're from, I don't really think we had. I don't know if we had any from Sinlaw. I might be the only one, but to know that I'm representing my area, but also all these other guys are representing the state, and that's a great feeling.
Okay, and just one of the things that, like I said, for those who don't know or may not remember DJ, uh, I like to call it. I mean, you guys, as far as Sinlaw football, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at a truly living legend. I mean, this guy dominated in high school, all state, dominated in college. Now he's actually in the pros on his seventh season, and you don't play in the NFL for 7 seasons if you're not dominant at your position. So, like I said, I mean, I know I'm thinking about a few players from Alexandria. I mean, from the Sinlaw area. I know Cody Ford is doing pretty good at his position, but I mean, we are sitting here as far as Sinlaw sports is concerned. I mean, you have to be right up there with the greatest professional athletes to ever come from that part of Louisiana. I mean, I was trying to figure out today who from that area that we could compare you to as far as athletic feats on the football field, and I couldn't really find it. So I do want to say, let everybody know that you may not consider yourself that, but in the eyes of me, in Sinlaw football lore, I mean, you truly are a living legend. So, like I said, we just want to thank you for the opportunity to even allow us to be involved in something that you have going on. That's great for us as Urban Cast involved in it all, and it's also great for the community because we don't like to brag on ourselves or anything like that, but we know how connected we are to this community. We know that a lot of stuff that we put out don't get out in the community. So a lot of times you have events like this that come to our community, and for whatever reason they decide to not get us involved, and then they complain about the turnout after. So we're gonna make sure that we do everything in our power to make this the biggest football camp that's ever came to Alexandria in the Stenlaw area. We're gonna definitely continue to talk about it. But we want to thank you for coming on to discuss this amazing event for the youth. To everybody in the city, y'all get the kids out the house, come out, get them some reps, and you might become the next DJ Chark from Alexandria. DJ or Deidre, is there anything you want to tell the people and the kids before we let you get back to working out? I always tell my sons when we go to AAU tournaments and we see professionals. We went to one, and I can't think of the guy's name. But he was a retired Reggie Evans. He's a retired NBA player, and if Reggie Evans never I never can recall Reggie Evans shooting a 3-pointer in an NBA game. But we were at a youth league, and he hit about 20 or 30 threes in a row. And I told my son said, "How, Dad, he was a power forward. How is he doing that?" I said, "Son, it's a reason they professionals." I said, because to be a professional, You've got to work at every possible thing that may come on your plate, and you have to perform, and you have to work at a high level. So I know, like I said, I know OTAs coming up for you guys. I know you're doing everything to get prepared for that. We're almost within 90 days of the season starting. We're kind of reaching that point of the year. Yesterday I was watching women's softball, and my wife said, "Oh, we must. The last thing left is the NBA Finals is coming in. You'll be around here moping for 2 months because it won't be any major sports going on."
Mhm.
I said, "Yeah, we'll be watching bowling or something because at least until the NFL preseason start." But like I said, first and foremost, we want to thank you for allowing you to
Hey,
come
Damon,
on.
can I chime in before you do your thank you right quick?
Yes, sir.
I put Ms. Dietra on center stage. I want Dietra to give us a rundown real quick of the camp before she actually get out of here. She can give us all them pertinent details and all that kind of good stuff.
So the camp, a lot of people don't know this, but the camp is going to be twofold. So it's going to be a camp that DJ is doing that is going to be free for the girls and the boys. And we're going to do a lot of pouring into the youth because that's super important, especially in Alexandria. There's so many negative things that get highlighted that we feel like some positive things need to get highlighted in the midst to give the youth some hope. So in addition to a camp, in reference to the conversation about DJ being one of the biggest athletes to come out of Central Louisiana, he is that, and it's not to say that because I'm gonna be biased regardless. So he the best of all time. At this point, we might as well retire him already.
That's the big sister talking, huh?
Yeah, like we might as well get the Hall of Fame stars out now because that's just me. I'm gonna always be his biggest fan, but to say what he's trying to do, and people don't really realize that DJ has graduated with a 3.9 GPA. So not only was he an athlete, he was academically sound, and that's something that we want to speak to the children about so that they understand it's not just, your athleticism and it's about your grades too, because let's be honest, there's life after football. There's life after college, and not the statistics of people going to the NFL is very small, very small. So you not only have to be focused on your sport, I always say use that to get where you want to go, use it as a ride to get where you need to go, but there's life after that. And to the kids that are there's going to be some that make it to the NFL and there's going to be some that will not, but we want to make sure they focus on their grades too and understand that they can provide another opportunity for you. So in reference to the coaches that DJ was speaking of, we want all of our former athletes that are around Louisiana that are close to come back and help. We even got like Chastity Lewis and people like that. Chastity was like the fastest track female athlete to come out of Alexandria. So people like that are coming back to help us coach so that they can pour into the kids, because I think that's what it's mostly about. In addition to that, they're going to meet DJ and see other NFL players to inspire them. But after speaking to Ash, we're also going to use this event to provide DJ with a ring of honor. So similar to how LSU has a number 7, DJ's number, instead of putting it in retirement and let it hang up, and you just see, oh my God, that was him. You're going to get to wear that number as a symbol of I've done something.
Yeah, right.
So
I love that. I love that.
His number and create a criteria around it to where whatever student come behind him has accomplished something that has a lot, whether it's academically, athletically, whatever that may be, because the criteria is still being drawn up, that this is something that's going to be continued for generations on and not something that we're just doing on June 28th. So I want to make sure that I say that to the kids that are going to be coming out, and to the parents, this is going to be a monumental moment that your child too may wear that number with purpose. Right. In addition to that, when they come to the camp, we have registration starting at 3:00. So you can register online. Just so that I'm transparent, we already have 250 kids signed up, which is amazing. We are doing an unlimited, pretty much, even if it tells you that it's maxed out, it's open for you to come. You can walk up, you can do your paperwork. there. We're not turning anyone around because we don't want to leave anyone behind. Registration starts at 3, where you're going to come, you're going to sign in, things like that. At 4 o'clock, the camp is going to start. We're going to have a bunch of different things for the kids to do. There are going to be some awards and some autograph stuff that the kids are going to win, that they can take with them and keep. After the camp is over, we're going to present those awards, DJ's Ring of Honor. We're going to have a few gift cards and like scholarship things that we're going to give out, just because we want to make sure that we continue to pour into the youth of Alexandria. And then we're going to serve the kids food, and they'll receive a backpack with some stuff and things like that. We do have a few sponsors who's reached out to us and said, hey, we want to partner with you. We want to be able to support what you guys are doing, and we're welcoming all the sponsors that want to attend. DJ is able to do it by himself, but it makes a bigger impact when you can bring in people around the community to help. So we're trying to get everyone involved. If you own a small business, if you just want to volunteer, if you're a former athlete who wants to coach, the more the merrier, so that the more love is going to those kids. If they have any questions, they can reach out to me, DM me. They can reach out to Steele, who's on DJ's marketing team. We'll be more than glad to answer those questions. If you just want to help us set up, you're more than welcome to do that, because it's all love for everybody.
And it's very interesting when you mention that about DJ's, him having the 3.9. One of the things I always tell my AAU kids, I always ask them before the season starts. I say you every year the NBA has 30 guaranteed spots. There's 30 picks first round that's guaranteed in the NBA. So that means every year the NBA is hiring for 30 people. I said, you know how many engineers are getting hired that year? Thousands. So while you playing basketball, the possibility of you going to the NBA is very slim, although it is a possibility. But the opportunity to be an engineer, the opportunity to be a doctor, the opportunity to be something like that, you have way bigger opportunity to be a professional in a career than a professional athlete. So like you said, there's always life after football. And then, for the kids, there's life after high school. So even if you, at some point, your athletic career will come to an end, and you'll have that educational aspect to fall back on. So that's something to know, that he was educationally sound in that process. I tell the kids that all the time. You're going to have kids in high school that are better than you, but they're not going to be eligible to play because they don't take the schoolwork serious. So they're going to be better than you, but you keep working to get better, and you keep making that commitment. And like DJ said, you'll get whatever's coming to you. That was one of the things that I was going to say as well, that we want to thank DJ, you, of course. We want to thank your sister for giving us the opportunity to be a part of this. Like I said, we're going to do our part. It's already amazing to know that you have 250 people already signed up. There's a narrative that we don't participate in stuff in Alexandria, so that proves, if given the opportunities, the kids and the parents will participate. We hope we get it to at least 500 people. I don't know if you guys want to be that big, but we hope that it at least gets to that number now that we involved. We hope that this is an annual event, even when you're done playing. And like you said, if there's any, you see our number running there in the bottom of the ticker. If you want to be involved with the event in any kind of way, you can reach out. They have their team, but same way y'all send us information when there's a car accident or something going on in the neighborhood, you can send us the information the same way and say, hey, I want to be involved, and we'll get that information over to Miss Dietrich so you can be a part of the process as well. Is there anything else that y'all like to say before we're done?
Just appreciate this opportunity, and thank you for having us on. And, wish the best success for you guys. And, whoever comes out June 28th, it's going to be a good time. It's going to be fun. no stress for a few hours. Just come, have fun, vibe. Should be some food somewhere around. People love food, so it'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm an Alexandria kid, but I live in Orlando, Florida now. But I definitely would bring my son out there to participate in a few other kids, and I'll reach out to some of my buddies to see if they can bring their little sons out there. Because even if your son, people, something else for you to understand, your kid, your daughter, they don't have to have aspirations to play football to attend this camp. I mean, they're gonna be going through football drills, but you're getting the opportunity to be around something positive. You're getting you're getting an opportunity to be around a person who come from where you came from, and now he's competing at the highest level possible in something that he set his mind to. So that type of energy, it rubs off. So don't think, hey, because my son can't catch a football that he can't come to this camp because my daughter, it's my daughter. Yeah, bring them out. They'll be around people who have performed at the highest level, still performing at the highest level, and they'll get to see something positive going on in our community. So I have this thing where I say 6 to 16. If you reach a kid 6 to 16, that's the age where they get molded at. That's the ages where they still listen. So if for this opportunity to be coming in our community, we definitely want to thank you. We definitely hope it's already a success with 250. We're hoping we add another 250 to that. And like I said, we're looking forward. I'm a Saints fan. I don't really have an AFC team, but it looks like we'll be rooting for the Chargers this year. So I wish you guys much success. I hope you have 100 catches, 1,500 yards. Get that 4-year, $100 million contract, man, and show the city, what dedication and hard work really look like. So, with that being said, we want to thank the audience. Thank everybody for coming on. Thank DJ and Dietrich for coming on. Like I said, the number at the bottom, if you need any advertising needs, Urban Cast is here for the community. We do it because we love to do it. That's what this was built on. We'll continue to build on it that way. So anybody has anything else to say?
We're good.
All right. Well, we thank y'all. We thank the community. And like I said, we hope everybody shows up on June 28th. Come out, have a good time, and see something positive in the community. Thank y'all for tuning in.